Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well and having fun learning English through videos. Myself Ankita Dubey and I welcome you all back to our English lessons. So today in this video, we will revise what we have learned in all the 3 sessions of this lesson, adjectives and degrees of comparison. So today we will be discussing the things that we already know about this topic. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay students, first I would like to ask you how would you describe these nouns you see on your screen? You could call this flag a colorful flag. You can use all these words in red color to describe these nouns like a cute girl, a developing country, a colorful flag. So we can say that adjectives describe nouns or pronouns. Let's read the definition. An adjective is a word used to describe a noun or a pronoun. Examples: beautiful girl, 3 pens, tasty burger, red car, etc. Now, let's look into different kinds of adjectives. As you know that adjectives are divided into various kinds. Let's recall them. Adjectives of quality. Adjectives of quality answer the question what kind. Example: Ram is a tall boy. Adjectives of quantity. Adjectives of quantity are used with uncountable nouns and they answer the question how much. Example: I want some rice. Adjectives of number are used with countable nouns and they answer the question how many. Example: 3 boys are playing hockey. Demonstrative adjectives answer the question which one or which ones. Example: these apples are fresh. Interrogative adjectives are used with nouns or pronouns to ask questions. Example: which book will you buy? Emphasizing adjectives are used to emphasize the noun they modify. Example: this will be the perfect gift for your birthday. Possessive adjectives answer the question whose. Example: she is my best friend. Proper adjectives are formed from proper nouns, especially from names of places and persons. Example: the Indian team won the match. Participle adjectives are verbs used as adjectives. They usually end in ed or ing. Example: he had a worried look on his face. Nouns as adjectives. Some nouns are used as adjectives when they precede the noun they modify. Example: the cat has blue eyes. Now let's revise correct uses of some adjectives. Many is used with plural forms of countable nouns. It indicates a large number of something. Example: I kept many pencils in my box. Next is much. Much is used with uncountable nouns. It indicates a large quantity of something. Example: there is much water in the glass. Now we will discuss when to use some and when to use any. Some is used in sentences that are affirmative, whereas any is generally used in negative sentences. Examples: she has bought some oranges. I don't need any help. Next is little. It is used with uncountable nouns. It indicates almost none. Example: there is little milk in the pan. A little. A little indicates at least some. Example: could I have a little milk in my coffee please? The little. The little indicates whole, though very little. Example: she made 2 cups of coffee with the little milk in the pan. Next is few. Few is used with countable nouns. It indicates not many, almost none. Example: few people went for the concert. Now we will discuss when to use a few and when to use the few. A few indicates at least some. Example: she has won a few awards. The few shows all of them, though very few. Example, the few remarks that he made were very poignant. Now we'll talk about older and oldest. Older and oldest are used to denote age and can be used with both persons and things. Examples, Neha is older than Sia. He is the oldest man in the village. Now we will discuss the difference between later and latest, latter and last. Later and latest denote time. Latter and last denote position. Examples, she may join us later. What is the latest news? The latter part of the novel is interesting. The last batsman played very well. Elder and eldest are used with close family relations. Examples, Rohit is elder of the two brothers. Her eldest child is nearly 10. Now what is the difference between nearest and next? Nearest implies distance and next denotes position. Examples, my house is nearest to the market. The kitchen is next to the balcony. As is generally used with positive statements. We may use as and so as in negative statements. Examples, she is as sweet as honey. He is not so tall as his father. Students, in this slide, all the different ways to form comparative and superlative degrees are consolidated in a tabular form for your ready reference. Students, let us revise the main points of interchange of degrees of comparison. Adjectives have 3 degrees of comparison: positive, comparative, and superlative. The positive degree is used to state something about the noun or pronoun. The comparative degree is used when two things are compared. It is formed usually by adding er to the adjective. The superlative degree is used when more than two things are compared. It is formed usually by adding est to the adjective, and the article the is used with the superlative degree. It is possible to transform the grammatical structure of a sentence by interchanging the degrees of comparison of adjectives without altering the meaning of the sentence. So, to transform positive degree to comparative, as and so are left out. The adjective is put in the comparative form and used with the conjunction then. If the sentence is affirmative in the positive degree, it becomes negative in the comparative degree and vice versa. When transforming comparative to positive, the words no other can be used. The words most others in the comparative degree are replaced by very few in the positive degree. Conversely, very few in the positive degree is replaced by most others in the comparative degree. To convert comparative degree to superlative, any other is left out and the adjective is put in the superlative degree. Most others in the comparative degree is replaced by one of the in the superlative degree. To convert a positive degree having very few into superlative, one of the is used. Dear students, I have compiled the grammatical rules of transformation of degrees with their examples in the tabular form. Let's read them. Rule number 1. While transforming positive to comparative degree, as and so are left out and the adjective is put in the comparative form and used with the conjunction then. For example, no other girl in the class is as good as Ruby becomes Ruby is better than any other girl in the class. And to convert comparative degree to superlative degree, any other is left out and the adjective is put in the superlative degree. For example, Ruby is better than any other girl in the class becomes Ruby is the best girl in the class. Second rule, the words very few in positive degree are replaced by most other in the comparative degree. For example, very few cities in Bangladesh are as big as Dhaka becomes Dhaka is bigger than most other cities in Bangladesh. And To transform this sentence in superlative degree, most other in comparative degree is replaced by one of the in the superlative degree. For example, Dhaka is bigger than most other cities in Bangladesh becomes Dhaka is one of the biggest cities in Bangladesh. Rule number 3. If there is comparison between two things or persons, then in that condition, interchange is possible only with positive and comparative degree. For example, Diya is not as wise as Neha becomes Neha is wiser than Diya. That's all for today. I hope that adjectives and degrees of comparison are clear to you. We will meet in our next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning.